Joining me now is my good, beloved friend from Saskatchewan, Lise Merle. Many of you will know her as the viral Get Off My Lawn mom. My kids just discovered that was who Auntie Lise was. But she's also a Regina Public School Board candidate, and she is someone who watches elections and electoral debates very closely with me. I think that's your new role in life. And I wanted to have you on to sort of digest what happened last night in the American election, what it means for Canadians, Canadian politicians, local politicians, as well as, the macro national scheme. And then, of course, update on what's going on in Saskatchewan post-election and your efforts to become a Regina Public School Board trustee to root out gender theory and progressiveness from the classroom. Lise, tell me, how you feeling about last night's American election?
Well, it seems that we have been unburdened by what has been. And isn't a great day to be alive, to wake up, to know that our friends and beloved neighbors next door in America have returned us to a semblance of sanity, and that we're only 75 days out from unwinding the craziness of the last 4 years. And that despite all of their best efforts, all of them, with the celebrities and the lies in the mainstream media and all of the many ways that they tried to steal that election from the Republicans, it did not work. The people of America showed up. They had their voices heard. And this is incredible for Canadians. It's just incredible. Like, we're just going to follow along what they started and see some hopefully monumental change in the way that we talk about things in Canada.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why the Democrats thought moms who are worried about how they're going to put food on the table and worried about their husband's job and their daughter's sports. I don't know why the Democrats thought that Cardi B would connect with them. Bold strategy, didn't work out.
Let's bring J-Lo on. Let's bring J-Lo with her four failed marriages and get her to cry on camera and see if that resonates with the women of America. I mean, talk about a humongous backfire, but doesn't it say something about the way our culture is moving away from celebrity endorsements? Like the most entitled, well-compensated, under-talented group of people in the world who we're all acknowledging make their money on acting, on playing pretend. The people aren't buying this anymore. It's incredible. It's just incredible.
It's wonderful. And it was also interesting to see on exit polling data that the people the Democrats thought they could rely on but also simultaneously ignore for years and years are shifting hard Trump. We saw an exodus of Puerto Rican support in Florida from the Democrats. I think in Pennsylvania, Latinos shifted strongly towards Trump. Black male voters, who are socially conservative on so many things, are shifting away from Kamala Harris. I think we're seeing the end of identity politics, because identity politics don't work when illegal migration is driving down the cost of wages for everybody, and you are, as a Puerto Rican, as a Latino, as a Black male voter, equally concerned about how you're going to pay the bills as everybody else.
Exactly that. And we saw like such a shift away from the Obama, like the sort of Obama groundswell of support as the first male president. In that time, I feel like a lot of people were under the impression that he would act on behalf of his own people. He didn't. And we saw a mass falling out of love with the Obamas. I mean, in the way that they supported Kamala Harris, and really insulted their own people. It was really telling in how the votes swayed over to Trump, because he's willing to tell them the truth, because he's willing to speak the truth. And we need a lot more politicians to jump on board that train and tell people the truth, not sugarcoat it, not dance around it, not, think about how the opinion polls are going to reflect upon it. We all know that the opinion pollsters are corrupt, just like the mainstream media are. But there is such a thirst for people to hear the truth from their elected officials, and I believe that this is going to give Canadian politicians all the license they need to be brave in this moment. So yay for North America, yay for our friends in America, and yay for Canada in these next couple of months.
And, I care about the mainstream media lies that have occurred over the last 4 years, we'll say 8 years, maybe 10 years about Trump when you go back to when he started campaigning. I don't care about it only for the idea that I care about objective truths, which of course I do. That's undeniable reality. But I also care about the impact that the lies have had on otherwise intelligent people. There are people out there right now who, thanks to the constant fire hose of lies about Trump being a fascist, blasted at them for the better part of the last decade, they are really thinking that they are living in 1939 Germany. They think that they are Anne Frank's family today, which is unkind. And it is, I think, Ezra keeps saying, we're in a major mental health crisis in the United States because people are really destabilized by what happened last night, and they shouldn't be. Most of them are not even going to notice that anything happened on paper, but in their minds, this is the falling of the republic.
Yes, and this is as true for Canada as it is in the United States. I think that we can all acknowledge that no broadcasting corporation has been more damaging to the social fabric of the country than the CBC has. And there are similarly, just like in America, people in Canada who believe that we are on the precipice of something terribly, terribly disastrous going wrong, that they have to really hide and duck and cover, when all you have to do is extricate yourself from that echo chamber of lies that the mainstream media is constantly pushing into our ear holes, to realize just how good we still have it in Canada, but also to really kind of reflect our reality here. So I'll just say it again and again and again. The CBC cannot be defunded fast enough. We cannot see the end of them fast enough. And the ways that Canada and Canadians' lives are going to improve when they aren't perpetually lied to by a propaganda arm of the federal government is just going to be uncalculable. I mean, our quality of life will improve when they're defunded.
Yeah, it's one thing to be lied to by the media. I think a lot of us just expect that from the mainstream media, but then to be forced to pay for the lies. And the unwatchable lies, like they're not even entertaining lies. They're just the same old recycled Trump is a fascist. They had somebody on their panel last night called Hitler. And I'm like, you know what? If he's Hitlering, he's doing it all wrong with his Jewish daughter and son-in-law and his Jewish grandkids and this broad, diverse coalition around him. Vivek Ramaswamy, Tulsi Gabbard, a visible minority woman, this shift of minorities towards Trump. If he's Hitlering, if he's fascisting, if that's a word, he's not right.
You're talking about the propaganda campaign and the playbook of Trump. This is not new. This is not surprising. This is directly out of Hitler's playbook. This is out of an autocrat playbook. This is a way to, the things that Trump has done masterfully, frankly, is to get the entire, to get a big part of the population to believe that the game is rigged and to sow distrust in public institutions and the free press.
He is failing miserably at pretending to be Hitler, failing miserably. And yet,
Hitler ever.
and yet, this is what we as taxpayers pay the CBC to say. I mean, it is absolutely egregious. It's absolutely egregious. And I mean, we think we had it bad before. Wait these next 75 days for the CBC to go into absolute hyper spaz mode about waiting for Trump to be inaugurated in January. I mean, it's just going to be fear-mongering on fear-mongering on fear-mongering. There's going to be people hiding in bunkers and basements for the next 75 days. Because if you listen to the CBC tell it, there is nothing good left in this world, and it's all going to fall apart. And really, we know that it's not. We're seeing freedom. We're seeing the flames of freedom being reignited in the United States, and we can look forward to that here. And I can't wait. I just can't wait.
You know, in the media, they still won't learn. They just don't learn that the defeat of Kamala Harris last night was also a defeat of them and their lies. It's a complete and total rejection of the lies that the public has been force-fed. And, you know, all of a sudden, after it was illegal and seditious to question the outcome of the election and to question election integrity, in fact, that would get you banned from YouTube. All of a sudden, all the fancy people are questioning the integrity of the election. It's cool again, I guess.
Yeah, they would do that, wouldn't they? Wouldn't they? Like they would assume that something terribly, terribly wrong has gone on when really it went entirely right. I just can't wait to see what happens. And like, I can't wait for Elon to come in and fire 90% of the federal government, just like he did the 90% of Twitter when he took it over. I cannot wait for that. We're gonna see America grow in leaps and bounds in these next couple of years, and Canada, because we are so linked with our economies, with our culture, with our language, with our beliefs, with our customs, with our holidays, with all of the many things we have in common. This is just going to light a fire of freedom in Canada too, and I mean, it just can't happen soon enough.